Hi guys, I'm just making a quick video here to give you my thoughts on WrestleMania 28 this year. Should be a good WrestleMania. Should be better than last year's. I thought last year's was absolutely terrible, if I'm honest with you. It seemed like someone hit the nail on the head when they sent me a message saying it felt like a promo for WrestleMania 28, which felt about right. I mean, John Cena versus The Miz for a main event, you know, not that great. I mean, Triple H vs Undertaker, that was the best match of the card. But anyway, let's forget about that. Let's talk about this year's WrestleMania, WrestleMania 28. My thoughts on what the matches will be, my predictions for if these matches take place, and what I think will happen. Obviously, the card's not confirmed yet, so I'm just going to go on the matches that I think will happen. The only match that is on the card is obviously The Rock vs John Cena. That's the only official match on the card. But I'm pretty sure that Chris Jericho vs Punk will also be on the card. So, okay, so I'll get started. I'll start from like the bottom, and I'll try and talk about the bigger matches last. So, I'll start with two. These are two maybe matches: Zack Ryder versus Kane, Randy Orton vs Wade Barrett. With the Zack Ryder thing, this is very up in the air because I mean I don't have a clue how long he's injured for. So. But if he does come back, then obviously the feud's already started with Kane. Kane's chokeslammed him through the ring, stuff like that. So it's a plausible feud. I mean, there's not a lot of time to build up to it, but if Zack Ryder returns, say 2 weeks before WrestleMania or something, that could, you know, the feud's already in motion, is what I'm trying to say. The next match would be Randy Orton vs Wade Barrett. Now, I'm not sure about this. I mean, either of these two could possibly win the Elimination Chamber against Daniel Bryan, if they're in it. I mean, it's not confirmed that they're in it yet, but I mean, I'm 99% sure they'll both be in it. So, but if neither of them win the world title in the chamber, then I see them facing each other at WrestleMania, and I think that would be a good match. I mean, the matches they've had before, the feud they had before last year, before Randy Orton had his little injury, was a very good feud, in my opinion. I mean, back and forth matches. Wade Barrett's quite over as a heel at the moment. Although his new theme music I'm not particularly keen on, but I'll try and let it grow on me. I actually did like the End of Days theme song. I mean, I'm not sure if many people like that. I actually did like it. It sounded like a heel theme song, but I don't really like the new theme. But anyway, Wade Barrett is one of my favourite wrestlers at the moment. Randy Orton, I think his character's gotten a bit stale, but I think he needs to be drafted to Raw after WrestleMania, a couple of weeks after WrestleMania. I mean, to see him feuding with someone on Raw. I'd like to see him maybe turn heel and feud with CM Punk later, but that's just what I think. Next match that I think will be on the card is the Money in the Bank ladder match. I'm pretty sure that they're cancelling the Money in the Bank pay-per-view this year, which leaves it like. It leaves you thinking that they're going to put it on the WrestleMania card. I mean, there's nowhere else to put it really, is there? So, and obviously I'm not going to try and predict who's every person that's going to be in the match, but I will tell you this: I think the winner will either be Dolph Ziggler or Cody Rhodes. You know, I'd go as far to have if I was a betting man, they're the two people I would put my money on. It just seems likely. Dolph Ziggler is getting a bit of a push at the moment. Cody Rhodes is getting a bit of a push on SmackDown at the moment, and they're both two of my favourite heels at the moment, guys. I mean, they're doing well in the WWE. They're doing well for themselves. I mean, Dolph Ziggler, he's had two title matches at 2 Royal Rumbles in a row now. That says something, that Royal Rumble contenders are normally people that they're going to try and push up. You saw it with Chris Benoit in 2003. He got put in a match with Kurt Angle for the title. Next year he wins the Rumble. So, you know, that sort of thing is what I'm trying to say. Daniel Bryan vs Sheamus, that's the next match I predict on the card, if Daniel Bryan can keep his title in the Elimination Chamber. I predict that he will somehow. I think he'll sort of sneak his way through the chamber, much like he did the cage match at the Royal Rumble. So I do predict a Daniel Bryan winning the chamber, and I think Sheamus vs Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. Sheamus has to win, in my opinion. I mean, they've built him up. For him to lose at WrestleMania would dent his character. Last year, Alberto Del Rio and Edge was first on the card. I couldn't believe that. I doubt they'll do that this year. I predict this match will be around mid-card. I predict it'll probably be like maybe before the Undertaker and Kane match, or maybe just after the Undertaker Kane match. I don't know. Although I think the order they'll do it is they'll do main event, obviously Rock Cena, one before that title match, one before that Undertaker Kane, Undertaker Triple H, sorry, and one before that World Heavyweight title match between Daniel Bryan and Sheamus. I think it'll be a good match. I mean, they had a dark match at WrestleMania last year, which I've actually seen on YouTube, and it was a reasonably good match before it got ended by a massive battle royal, but we won't get into that. So yeah, I hope they do have that match. I mean, Daniel Bryan for me is a very good technical wrestler. His heel character's sort of getting over a bit more at the moment. I definitely prefer him as a heel than a face. He's definitely got more character as a heel than a face. I find this, when he goes on about being a vegan, I find that sort of stuff funny. So, you know, Daniel Bryan, he could do the business in the chamber, and he could go on to face Sheamus at WrestleMania. Then I'll talk about Undertaker versus Triple H. Although on Raw, Triple H just patted him on the shoulder and walked out, I still do see these two guys facing at WrestleMania. Other suggestions being put out there is Undertaker versus Kane, which is true, Kane will not have anyone to feud with at WrestleMania unless Zack Ryder returns. Because this John Cena-Kane feud is going to end at Elimination Chamber as far as I see it. They're going to have a singles match. John Cena, I'm 90% sure will win. In fact, I'm 99% sure will win, as he's got a match with The Rock. It will not look plausible if John Cena loses to Kane at Elimination Chamber. So I predict Kane to lose that match to Cena at Elimination Chamber, and then I don't know who he'll face at Mania. He'll either face Undertaker or a returning Zack Ryder. If Zack Ryder does return, that leaves Undertaker versus Triple H, like last year, which was a very good match. It was the match of the night last year. It was probably a 4.5 out of 5, 4 out of 5 match, that sort of thing. It was a very good match. It lasted like 40 odd minutes, I think. I do believe. Don't quote me on that though, guys. But yeah, it was a very good match. So come on, I want to see that match. I think a lot of people want to see that match again. But you know, some people saying they want to see Shawn Michaels come back and be the special guest referee. Guys, we could get that. That could well happen. I would have loved to see Brock Lesnar return and face The Undertaker at WrestleMania, but I can't see Brock Lesnar returning now. If he was going to return, he would have returned in the Royal Rumble as far as I see it. So, right, then we get on to Chris Jericho versus CM Punk. This match I'm pretty sure will be on the card as well after Jericho attacking CM Punk on Raw. Jericho is obviously going to go in as a heel. CM Punk's going to go in as the face. CM Punk and John Cena, they're the top two guys in the company at the moment as far as I see it. So I think this will be a very good match between Chris Jericho and CM Punk. They're both technically good wrestlers, in my opinion. I see CM Punk winning this match, but you know, you can never be too sure. I'd be very shocked if CM Punk or Chris Jericho, one of them two, is obviously going to win the Elimination Chamber match. I'd say 75% sure CM Punk, 25% says Jericho. It's most likely to be CM Punk. He'll then go on to WrestleMania to defend against Chris Jericho. Then we get on to the main event, The Rock versus John Cena, probably the most anticipated match since I can remember, since The Rock Hogan at WrestleMania 18. That was a very highly anticipated matches. I mean, it's just two names of eras. That was two names of eras back then. It was The Rock, the Attitude, the face of him, and Stone Cold were the face of the Attitude Era, versus Hulk Hogan, who sort of had a 10-year stint in WWE where he was Superman sort of thing. He was like John Cena. So now we're coming John Cena. He has clearly been the face of the company for a few years now. I mean, I don't think anyone can argue with that. I mean, CM Punk may be coming up now, but John Cena is at least joint face of the company with CM Punk. It's fair to say that. And The Rock obviously defined an era as well. Him and Austin defined the Attitude Era as far as I'm concerned. Obviously with many other great wrestlers. But then when you think of the Attitude Era, in my opinion, you think of them two guys first. Their rivalries were brilliant. They had many good WrestleMania matches. So we talk about The Rock Cena. In my opinion, you know, it's a tough one to predict. I mean, would The Rock have wanted to come back to WWE? If WWE had said, look, we want you to come back, we're going to book you to lose a match to John Cena, would he have done that? I don't know. But then again, are they going to let John Cena lose to The Rock? I don't know. But this is most definitely the first time, I've said this before, this is the first time in ages that John Cena could lose clean in a match. I mean, when was the last time John Cena lost clean in a match? I think it was to Triple H, and I really can't remember how long ago that was. I think it was most likely in 2006 or something. which clearly is a long time ago. That was like near the start of his reign. It might have been after that. It might have been 2008 or something. But guys, what I'm trying to say is John Cena literally never loses clean. Not literally. What about since he's turned face, John Cena has lost about one match clean. Literally, since he's turned face, I think he's only lost one match clean. That is ridiculous. I mean, unless you count Royal Rumble matches and stuff, but even in them he always gets eliminated dirty. Like 2011, how The Miz eliminated him while Alex Riley was distracting him, that sort of thing. John Cena never loses anything clean, but at the WrestleMania he can, because The Rock is portrayed as well as a Superman of the company. You've got two Supermen of the company going one-on-one. This will be... Well, I wouldn't say John Cena's the best wrestler in the world, but he's not as bad as people make out, okay? He can wrestle. He can wrestle. And The Rock, he is a great wrestler in my opinion, and he's got great charisma. I mean, they've both got great charisma in very different ways. I mean, John Cena, in my opinion, he does get on my nerves. I don't hate the guy at all. I just think I've seen too much of him. I mean, when you get a guy shoved down your throat for so many years, eventually you do get bored of him. That's just my opinion. I don't hate the guys. Obviously, I don't hate the guy as a person, but what I mean is I don't absolutely hate his gimmick at the moment, the John Cena gimmick, but it's just getting a bit stale. Much like I think with the Randy Orton character. And so, but this should be a good match. I mean, The Rock could well win. John Cena could well win. One thing I pray for is they do not have a dirty ending. They have a clean win. If either of the guys win clean, I'm not going to be too disappointed. Obviously, I'd rather The Rock win clean. He's one of my favourite superstars, and has been for many years. So it's nice to see him return to WWE. But if John Cena, I'd rather John Cena win clean than something like Kane come back and screw John Cena. That would absolutely suck. I don't think WWE are going to do that. If they did, I would be hugely disappointed. That is not a way to end a match like this. You just have someone win clean. The way they're going to build this match is as well, they're just going to have loads of false endings. I'd say there's probably going to be about 4 finishers from each guy, or something like that, before someone actually wins. There's going to be so many near 2 counts. Just to get the audience into it. You've got to capitalise on just the hype of the match, and that's what that'll do. You just got, because this is literally a match that people don't know who's going to, in my opinion, this is a very hard match to predict. So I'm not going to make a prediction on who I think will win, but I just predict it will be a good match. And it should have quite good build-up leading into WrestleMania. I think they're going to start building it up a bit more. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe, leave a comment, rate this video. Give me your thoughts on what you think. Do you think is this your WrestleMania card? Is this what you see happening? I mean, do you not think Daniel Bryan will get to WrestleMania? Do you think maybe some of you guys think Sheamus will face CM Punk at WrestleMania? I mean, I don't know, but whatever your guys' thoughts are, please leave a comment, send me a message or something, just tell me what you think. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you again.